Greetings, latest and to players. It is probably September at this point. Likely not October, but who knows. And I'm guessing a Friday, which would probably also make it a wonderful day for basics. I'm over here on OGS, as you can plainly see, doing the new account thing. With luck, I think I can probably start releasing the beginning of this series this week, which is weeks ago in the past. It's funny how time works. For y'all, anyway. And I think we're at 4Q now, is that right? Yeah, we're currently locked in here at 4Q. My student knows the name of a new account because I didn't switch when I gave him a lesson. Whoops. Betrayed that name, didn't I? But yeah, we're here at 4Q. I figure we'll get a game between maybe 5 and 3Q, somewhere in there. That'll probably put us up to 1Q, hopefully not 1 Dawn. And then we'll probably be able to do a 1 Dawn, I hope a 2 Dawn, 3 Dawn, and a 4 Dawn back to basics. I don't think I'm really comfortable going much over that. Yeah. And I'm not even sure if I could get a 3 Dawn and a 4 Dawn game in basics, because it seems like it's a difficult rank to get on here. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Just like you can see where to go at the one-stop shop for in-person Go to find people in your area to play Go with. That's right, a nice clean ad segment today. Things are changing. You are all happily vaccinated and you want to find people in your area to play Go with. BadukClub's a pretty good place to do that. They got a little map here for you so you can find in South Carolina where people are who play Go, or over here in where are you? What is this? Pear Pignan. There you go. Good old Perry Pignans. Pig people, as we all like to call them. If you want to go and find a person to play Go with near the pig people, you can go and do that at the one-stop shop for in-person Go as well. True story. True story. And of course, they've got gear, as always, that you can look at and see if it strikes your fancy. Thank you to them, as always, for in part sponsoring these videos. All right, got a game with a 5Q Quadrago. It doesn't list my rank yet. That's weird, because it's assuming that I'm like 4Q question mark or whatever, but like no joy, eh? Go ahead and give them a high. While I'm here, you'll notice that I'm always doing 1033 games, but after this series, I have another series that I've got planned almost immediately afterwards. I might take a break and just relax and freestyle it again, but I want to go and... Hold up. 4/4s, why not? I also want to switch things up a little bit, and I want to try a slower basic set to see if it meaningfully changes the moves we see from the various ranks. Because I'm kind of curious about that one a little bit. Like, instead of a 1033, if I did a 1533, giving more main time, would the moves change? Would more thought go into the moves or not? I don't know. But I'm not sure what server I want to do that on just yet. All right, so he backed off here. That's an extension, so we're going to block the enclosure because we don't want an enclosure to go with the extend. That's a really great way of making territory, and thus we block that kind of thing. Thank you very much. Low to low is kind of weird. It means that if I want to find forcing on the right-hand side, I can. Because we've got forcing. Hello? Be more bold about that, sir. We've got forcing. We've also got like caps and more shoulder hits, and we've also got attachments. Like, look at all those forcing moves over there. That's a number, ain't it? No reason to pencil this. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I don't really see a reason to. I'll just play here. He'll back off. I'll approach. I think my microphone's a little bit too high. That's a bit better. All right, so same thing over there. So he's just approaching and backing off. Don't have any real feel for how this guy plays just yet. Ooh, too slow. So this I'm on the fence about. I've been giving it a pass, even though I've been saying that I won't be giving it a pass anymore. I have been giving it a pass. But yeah, going into my corner and allowing me to double approach is... It ain't worth. It just ain't worth. I'm sorry. Too slow. Calling out on basics, my dude. I had to call that move on out. Diagonal is very much a move we don't see very often, because this tends to end in a position similar to literally what you're just seeing here, and then we just kind of lose Sensei here, because like, what is this stone gonna do? Like, yeah, what are the... Ooh, I don't like this direction at all. This is facing me. And then he's just attaching under. Alright, so I like the calm opening. Mid-game, he's definitely struggling. He's definitely struggling at mid-game. It might have been better if he'd blocked the other way, because right now if I want to try to kill him, and I don't want to kill him, I could just block this way, because at worst, this stone attaches here, right, if it gets into trouble. So we strengthen the left-hand side, so we can keep attacking the 3 stones, you know? I might do this one instead, because here, and to here isn't terrible, I confess. Sure, why not? We're not going to go into an aggressive. Yes, we are doing life and death if it pops up, but this is like a whole board attack sequence that I have to go into. And that just drastically goes away from basics. Maybe I'll go ahead and show what that variation could have looked like. So as you can see from that long-winded variation, that, yeah, I mean, that would just be, headache, and it just kind of goes all over the place, huh? Hard to predict, hard to predict. Not sure what he's thinking about doing here. I mean, he's either going to Hane, in which case I'm going to cut him, or he's going to extend, in which case I'm just going to attach, or going to connect, rather. Problem is, even here it's difficult, you know? Because if he extends and I connect and he turns, I can attach. And then he Hanes and I play here, which is over top of the stone. So, like, I don't really see what we're doing here. This is the only answer. And it's really slow. The minute he plays this one, we're going to Hane here. He does kill us off completely, but we're just going to force feed him a very tiny area and keep Sensei, which is good. So we got this nice and strong. He's going to connect, or go under, I don't really care which. And then we're going to force here as well. Like, look at all these forcing moves. That side, I'm going to move Sensei back, because I'm going to go ahead and play the 3-3. Which I shouldn't. It's actually too slow. What should I do instead? You're right. It's too slow. Too slow. Well, the answer's actually fairly obvious, ain't it? We've got the corners all done. The sides look like they're pretty good. I could play here, but it's Gote and kind of meh. Or if I want to play here more specifically, you're noticing that it is Gote. So I could be like, bish to bash to bosh. Let's do it. Keeping the low stones nice and low. He can Tanuki this if he likes, but I will immediately follow up by the Hane, and he has to drop straight down and we cut through him. So here into here. Alright, so I got Sensei out of this deal, which is nice. Now, if I really want to be greedy, I could do this over here as well, and then play here. We're going to go ahead and just do straight into this little guy. The reason why we don't go ahead and defend the cutting points is because it's kind of slow too. If he cuts here, we extend. He cuts here, we extend. It's not a big deal. He Ataris here, we connect. If he pushes, we Hane. It's again not a big deal. I could actually connect here too if I want to be in a bit more of a aggressive mode. Actually, yeah, that cut doesn't work, huh? There's no reason to connect out, to extend out. I just connect here, and then what's he do? He extends. All he can do. And then I follow. Gives me a wall in the middle of the board. Huh. Atari into an Atari is also okay, but I fear that he might try to go to Ko on that one. We'll go ahead and sacrifice it, and try to play a simpler variation. Now, normally I would want to do something else, but then he Atari's out, and it's kind of irritating. I'll go and play here. It is a Ko, yes. I know. Not really afraid of it. Guitars again, we take. What's that supposed to do? I mean, it's a code threat, but I don't know about that one, sir. I don't know about that one. There are threats that I'm not going to ignore. So, I'm just going to back off of this, to be honest. Might not have been the best. I mean, I could fight the code. Like, I've got move like here, right? And then here. And I can cut. And I can be a jerk. I can absolutely be a jerk here and really fight this aggressively. Do we want to? You know, I don't really cover Ko a lot in my games. Ugh, we're going to do it, Lottie. Yeah, alright. Fine. Okay. Okay. So the reason why this is going to be a big threat is because if once I connect, it's going to be Sensei. Um, like I play here, he ignores me and takes, right? We're going to extend up and then connect, which then he has to defend. He loses his eye here. There might be an eye here, we don't really know, but we can chase him, which is really good. So I will go ahead and do this one. He's going to ignore me. Going to ignore me. He'll ignore me. I'd ignore me. Playing in the corner is probably larger, by the way, for a co-threat. Push, push, push. He has to defend. Question is how? Because he's not alive locally anymore, and that cut point is lethal. So how is he going to protect it? Is he going to connect solidly? Is he going to try and make a shape? If he makes a shape, we're going to poke at it. Poke indeed. My cut is not a bluff. I will cut this. Okay. Now, I can attack from here to drive him straight up, or I could try to play something like this one to drive him over. Now, that's if we're really trying to kill him. We're not really trying to kill him, despite what it looks like. So, what I want to do, I'm thinking that I might just attack from above to just build up some middly stuff. Then again, if I push him out here, he might make 4 lines of territory, huh? I think we're kind of locked in this idea that we're going to play here. Very well. Wasn't my intended, but I don't want to give him the 4 lines of territory, you know? Like, you can picture their move on the board, and then you can see the line being drawn there, and it's like, oh, that is kind of worth a lot, huh? Okay. Now, I don't mind him running away. Like I said, we're not trying to kill him. All I'm trying to do is just make sure that I don't have, like, a lot of territory being developed all of a sudden. This is very weak, and he can cut through stuff. That is absolutely true. Not that way, but he can. Gonna go ahead and kick here because we're about to pincer, because I have an easy place to run to. That gives me the open invasion. Just like so. It also threatens a 3-3 now because I'm surrounding. I'm using my influence not for points, but to play the surrounding game. Does that make sense? Because as you all know, Go is called the surrounding game. So all we are doing, literally, is just using our stones, our strength, to just surround things. I guess I can go ahead and cap this, because, again, we're just surrounding. That's the... Don't want to get surrounded. That's the benefit of having influence like that. You can get these really large points in, and your opponent really can't do anything about it. That's incredibly tiny. So I'm going to continue surrounding him now, thank you. Can you just make sure he's alive here? Like you can see, there's an easy poke here into an easy connect, and then this is just dead. So this should be Sensei. And then maybe I can like lean over here or something to build up some points over here if I can. That'd be the icing on the cake, if you will. I can honey on the inside, Atari here, and then connect. The ladder goes nowhere, literally to my stones. So I think that was a bad idea. Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. He wants me to play here, 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 and here. That way he gets like 2, 4, 6, 8 points, something like that, and life. But if I honey on the inside, I don't see how he's going to do any of that at all. Right? It's easy read. Honey, cut, Atari, extend, connect. So I'll play it. Just because it's really easy. Last chance, change my mind. No change. Like my stone, if my stone wasn't here, I would never do this. I wouldn't be playing this way unless my stone was literally right there to connect back to. You know? That's the only reason why we can do something like this. My stone's literally right there. Alright, so he wants to live. But if I play here, he doesn't. So the question now is, do we kill him? I said that we can do basic life and death. The surround is not actually that bad. I play here, he plays a move in here again, in goats. And then we just, I don't know, play here and then here. For that area, it's not bad. The cap over here is not bad either. Because again, the surrounding game, if I play here... No, this one's probably worse, actually. I don't think this can be, this should be responded to. He's got the tiger mouth here for an easy life. Yeah, maybe not. Probing. Answer is what? He plays here, he has a chance to do something. My probing here would have been better. But this opens up monkey jumps and reductions in here, so... I mean, I'm okay with it. Atari. If for no other reason than to block the endgame in my corner. I think he'll live here. I think he should live here. Ruh-roh. Now he might die. Okay. I'm backing off from this. I have no interest in fighting this. I lied. There's a Ko here. There's a really huge Ko threat here. This is like for his entire corner. And it's a picnic Ko for me. It's a picnic Ko for me, ain't it? Yeah, he's kind of picked 2 Ko this game. They didn't really have to pick. That's kind of weird. Little strange. Little strange. Tell you what, since it's that large of a Ko threat, we will play for 1 threat. Simply because it's that enormous. Anyone can find it. Then we can play like here for our next threat. Go threaten to connect up to the stone that we just played. So this is just about identifying that, hey, he likes Ko, but there's really big moves against his position. So maybe not the right time to play the Ko. Really sneaky thing is, would you want to play a Ko? You kind of poke your opponent elsewhere to strengthen yourself, to kind of get rid of the really nasty Ko threats, and then start it if you can. I'm gonna. Oh, he's dead. Don't kill him. So if I extended down here, he Atari'd, I would probe here first. And then he connects, then we Atari. He has to connect again, then we just... Yeah, well, then we're just fine. Atari here into the cut. Okay, good. You notice. Nice, nice, nice. Not as nice, because I can throw in there. Because it's Atari no matter how you slice it. Yeah, because there's an Atari there, right? Yeah, that was bad shape. That was just bad shape. I guess this is turning into a more aggressive game than I wanted it to. But yeah, his shapes are the biggest problem here. We're going to go ahead and just take rather than extend here, because this is probably going to give him the most opportune chance to live. Kind of hurts to play it, but it's fine. Copium. I'm going to go with Atari here, not because I think it's the biggest move, but I'm just going to make sure he doesn't get any points here ever again. Ah, that was a dumb thing to do. Now he's got this one. I'm a dum-dum, but that's okay. All right, sure, you got it. So the question here is, where does he have territory? He has territory. He really loves that corner, dude. Get over it. Like, this is not large, my man. He literally took 1, 2, 3 points here. Not good. Too small. Too small. Oof. Oof. You don't love to see it. So let's go ahead and just play some endgame real quick here. We're probably not going to win their co, so I think getting rid of these threats are completely fine. I will clamp here. Yippers. Take a big move here, and that's game. He's got the bottom right and the upper left, but it's just not worth very many points. I've got the top side in general. Almost from corner to corner. I could play B4, a B18 technically. The bottom left's pretty reasonable, and I've got moves over in the bottom side still that I could just pick up 3 lines of territory across the thing. So, couple of things here really did him in. One, the weak group here and how he handled that was a little bit strange. These very odd attachment moves here didn't really do a lot for him. You can see this one flat out died. This one connected into a group that had to run away. Not very good. Here he's attaching to me again. I don't think that one's really bad. It is doing the reduction. Regretfully, I mean, yeah, I'll extend one more time, sure. But regretfully, we're in endgame now, so just gonna keep this out of his hands. And that ought to be that. I mean, I'm gonna do a light attack here to see if he has an eye yet and where, because he hasn't really connected this yet, so I'm kind of curious about that. Like, this is a 3-space extension, so we can kind of probe on into here, and even if we're not trying to kill him, we do want to play this kind of thing, just to make sure this stays dame, you know? Maybe he plays here and I respond, and he like leans here or something and I respond. And, you know, next thing you know, he's got like actual points where he wasn't supposed to have any. So you don't really want that to happen, you know? So you just go and harass things, not because you expect it to die, because like you can see here, he's clearly trying to build or something. So we're just going to make sure he never gets a chance to do that ever. Yeah, we're just going to make sure he doesn't get to do that. Yeah, okay. Yep, nice, nice, nice. Now, I can Hane here, but do I want to, really? Maybe, maybe not. I'm just going to go ahead and play here instead. Keep it nice and simple. Because, yeah, you can see how he's trying to build territory here. Imagine if he gets this one first, and then I just never, my dude, you need to be very, very careful. I'm surrounding a group that's not alive. Push, Atari on the take, extend back. That's false. Can't make 2 eyes here. Yeah, okay. We don't really care about this. We're not, like I said, we're not trying to kill anything. We're just mostly keeping things dame, you know? And then while you're doing that, you could always invest a move to see what your opponent's answer is. There's really no harm in doing that kind of thing. And it just kind of serves to just make sure that your opponent stays honest, you know? It's like you're not trying to get away with too much here. I'm going to play one move to make sure. All right. I don't know. I actually don't know. It's Atari, I guess, hey? He'll probably play just this one and live. Or here, I don't care. It's whatevs. He's alive. Excuse me, sir. I could kill him. If I play here and he tries to actually take this, then I can falsify this eye. So we just go ahead and take this one. And that would be that, I think, He has noticed he is lacking the eyes. But I'm not letting you take this one for free. You'll take it here, and you'll take it in Gote, and I'll take these 2 stones. Thank you very much. Now, I have admittedly been described as a bit of a cocky Go player, which is completely unjustified in my opinion. But hypothetically, if I was, part of that is kind of important. That way, you don't keep second guessing your reads. Like, even if you're wrong, you don't want to second guess your reads because it just invalidates the move that came before it, you know? Like, if I'm wrong, oh well. But you have to operate as if you're
10
not.
9 8
If that makes sense. So that gets really, stupid and stressful when you do that. Like, I had a guy once that ran out a ladder that didn't work. And on one hand, I respect that completely. He thought he read out that ladder was okay for him. And dang it, he did that across the entire board. Because he was confident that ladder was okay for him. It wasn't, of course. But the first couple of moves, you're already screwed. So, it's too late to change your mind now, you know? And sure enough, I got nervous about that too. It's like, wait, am I the one misreading? Like, and then suddenly you're losing time rereading and rereading a ladder that works for you. Because you're just not being confident enough in your moves.
10 9
I'm gonna play neighbor left.
7
I don't think these stones can go anywhere. I think they're mine no matter what. I don't really see a reason to go to counting in this game. I'm up by, I don't know, like a lot. Okay. I don't think I have to read this out. I'm pretty sure it's just alive. Especially after this extension here at C18. Maybe if I had to read things out, it would have diagonaled here instead. Okay. So go ahead and say, oh, he's already gone. All right, let's go ahead and look at this game. What was the score, actually? Let's check that real quick. I was up by 43.9. Okay, don't often hear 43.9, but, I'll take it. So the question is, how was I up by 43.9? It's actually pretty straightforward. He just made too many small moves. Like, this is okay. This is fine-ish. I would rather play here for high to low than low to low, but it's not terrible. It's okay. It's a pro-level move. You approached here, that's fine too. Pulled back, I don't like playing the same Joseki twice. I think I would probably decide to do something like this one maybe, just to keep things a little bit different. Reason being there is actually pretty simple. You saw in the game that I was able to do this on the left-hand side, right? And I could do this on the right-hand side. Okay, I got those reversed, but, same thing. So if I've got Aji on one position, I've got Aji on the other position. So if something goes well for me on one side, or something will go well for me on both sides, and that's just too easy. It's just too easy. Lets your opponent off lightly. Don't have to really think about what they're doing. They get an answer in one place, and they just replicate it. This is just too easy. Too slow, my position. Again, this is where I want to play here. I might even play here. I don't like attaching because we already have K4. I'd play this one into this one, or maybe even this one into this one. And then probably just go ahead and shoulder hit this guy a little to reduce. If I've already got an extension, I don't need to get another one, so. Little bit tough here, a little bit tough here. So yeah, this one, very painful move, just way too slow. We double approached. Hopefully, unless I'm an idiot, I showed the variation as to why we didn't block, or why we could have blocked this way instead. But yeah, I played here. That was a good move-ish. It's too slow, though. It's just too slow. Like, right here, at this stage in the game, White's up by about 10 points. I would say a little bit more. It's not being generous enough with the influence and the fact that I can keep this low, and the fact that this corner's not even territory yet, neither is this extension for that matter. So it's even-ish. I think his next move right now has to be here. I don't think there's anything else he can play. He has to keep me from growing again, the right-hand side. This Didn't really work. I should have actually just ignored him, in my opinion. Because he's going to get a reduction in there, but I get a bigger corner, so it's fine. Got to attack here, which was, I liked it. And then after I split this off and he goes into like turtle mode, where he's just kind of defending and doesn't have anything to counterattack, that's definitely the game. And then here, yeah, that's not really a good move. I should play this one. Into, yeah, here into here I think is good enough, hey? No, that would be Seki. Nope, it's not Seki, dum-dum. That would be dead. Okay, so there are ways to kill it. This way was not one of them. Oh, right, and then here, yeah, I can play this one like I mentioned, because if he plays here, we just do this one into this one. And now that's a problem. That's a big ol' problem. Got a potential death sequence there. And then here, we can take this one, because he has to Atari. And then we get to take... And now he's in a Ko for life again. So yeah, just too painful area here. Much too painful. But yeah, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed that game. Very, very kind of relaxing game against 5Q. There's a little bit of fighting, but as long as you don't get too greedy in the fights, Black didn't have any territory to really fall back on while he's defending. And yeah, we're good. Good to go. What are we now? Out of curiosity.